Well, we can get a sense of the latest business news now. There's a highly anticipated ruling from a Paris civil court expected this Tuesday about drilling and a pipeline development in Uganda. Sounds interesting. Charles Pellegrin is with us to tell us more.
That's right, Gavin. French energy giant TotalEnergies is a key player in this development and could be told to put a stop on its investments there. This is considered to be a landmark case, as it is based on relatively new legislation that makes big companies liable for risks to the environment and to human rights. Well, Total has been sued by 6 French and Ugandan activist groups who argue it hasn't properly compensated the 100,000 people expropriated for the project. They also argue the drilling could put at risk a number of endangered species. The company believes its due diligence and compensation schemes are fair and legal, and that a French court has no jurisdiction over the activities of its subsidiary in Uganda. Emerald Maxwell has the details.
Workers are already hard at it on this oil field in Murchison Falls National Park, part of a controversial oil project in Uganda and Tanzania led by TotalEnergies. NGOs are suing the French giant for threatening the region's fragile ecosystem and the livelihoods of tens of thousands of people. They say the oil company has expropriated land from locals without offering them sufficient compensation.
So some people signed and took their money, but for us, some refused. After refusing, those people said that they are going to buy for us land. When they went to buy land, they say land is expensive, they cannot buy.
Together with China National Offshore Oil Corporation and Ugandan and Tanzanian state oil companies, TotalEnergies plans to drill around 400 wells and build a 1,443-kilometre-long heated pipeline to the sea across environmentally fragile areas. Once completed, the $3.5 billion East African crude oil pipeline could transport nearly 200,000 barrels a day. The NGO's case rests on a 2017 French law that requires large companies to exercise due diligence in their global operations and supply chains. TotalEnergies says it's limited the number of wells and designed the pipeline to minimize its impact on the environment.
The project is massively supported. Uganda are proud to have this development. It's an adventure for them, it's an opportunity.
Following 3 years of legal battles, the French court could force TotalEnergies to strengthen its vigilance plan and pay immediate compensation.
Moving on, Japan's lower house has approved a 114 trillion yen budget for the new fiscal year. That's close to 787 billion euro. The package includes a record 46 billion euro on defense spending, as the country is looking to shore up its military in the face of growing tension with China. The opposition criticized the budget, pointing to the lack of spending on national child care, as the country is dealing with a demographic crisis. And after the Canadian government banned TikTok from all of its phones and devices on Monday, and the EU Commission did the same last week as well, the White House doubled down on its already existing ban as well, giving its federal agencies 30 days to purge the Chinese-owned video sharing app from all government devices. TikTok has not yet reacted to the White House's guidance, but has previously denied that its app can be used for spying purposes by Beijing. And let's have a look at how the markets are doing their trading, mostly higher this Tuesday. The Hang Seng in Hong Kong falling, and even as the territory announced it will drop its mass mandate on March 1st. Elsewhere, we see the Nikkei in Tokyo closing just above the baseline at 0.1%. And let's have a look in Europe, what's happening at the open. Most indices trading negatively there. The FTSE in London down 0.4%, and the DAX in the Paris CAC 40 down over 0.5%. The DAX in Frankfurt still trading in positive territory. In Florida, meanwhile, Disney is no longer the king of its castle. Republican governor and likely presidential candidate Ron DeSantis has signed a bill that will give control of the parks to the state. For over 50 years, the entertainment company had benefited from a special district which gave it the same authority as a local government over the land around its theme park. Well, that was until Disney angered the Republican state governed by opposing its 2022 law curtailing gender and sexuality education in schools. DeSantis saying on Monday, the corporate kingdom finally comes to an end. Take a listen.
We've really been fighting this woke agenda across the board in the state of Florida. We fight the woke in corporate America. We fight the woke in schools, and we fight the woke in the halls of the legislature in Tallahassee. We in Florida will never, ever surrender to the woke mob.
So, Gavin, quite interesting to see how the culture wars, or that's what they're calling in the U.S., are being impacted on corporate America as well.
Joel Pellegrin, thank you. Nothing to do with Ron DeSantis going for the presidency. It's interesting. We'll